Hello everyone. Today I'm so glad to meet you once again. Today marks the date of we starting the online classes, and we are so proud that today we have such an opportunity. God has given us such an opportunity to meet you once again. Today we are going to look at ICT, an introduction to computers for all. Okay, introduction to computer system. Without wasting time, call a friend, for a friend to call a friend, your brother, your sister, your mom, and everyone who is interested in these courses should go and take it for free. So we have ICT for office workers or for student, which we said for all, right? So everyone can study. We have again core mathematics for SHS, core mathematics for JHS, basic mathematics for class 5 and 6, and then we have Ghanaian language, which is Akuapem, right? So that's it. So today we are going to look at introduction to computer system, right, in under ICT, and then here we go. All right, so let's do a PowerPoint presentation right now. Okay, so as you see on the screen, we have free top-up classes. All right, that is ftpclasses.com, right? So we have ICT introduction to computers for all. For all means it's for everyone, whoever is interested in studying ICT in Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel. We put them together and it says it's Microsoft Office, right? And any other courses concerning under ICT, we are going to make sure that you understand everything. And remember that all these notes is all these notes are there to be downloaded, and to download it you just pay only 10 Ghana cedis to show appreciation the effort that our team has been able to do a lot of research to bring out these documents for us to use it to study. And if you really love our job doing, our donation Momo number is 0245215266. Okay, so you can donate from there, or you can use our website. You see, when you click the numbers there, or you go to the donation, you have it and you follow to do a donation. You can use your your Visa card, your MTN Momo to do these transactions, and we will receive it. Okay, you can also email us freetopupgh@gmail.com, and we are starting this 2021. Okay, so my name is Otis Osuaje, and I'm going to be your tutor for the entire course. Alright, so today we are looking at introduction to computers. So introduction to computer system. Alright, so here we go. When we talk of computer, what comes into your mind? I know a lot of things comes to your mind. Or is it difficult for you to define what a computer is? Alright, let us see if it is difficult. We say is that a computer is an electronic device that accepts data from the user, processes it, produces results, displays them to the users, and stores the results for future usage. Yes, so that is a computer. So what has come into your mind? Any electronic device that accepts data, that we input data in a form of a picture, in the form of anything. Any data is a data, and when you put in the data, it processes it and gives you an output. That is the result. Okay, fine. So close your eyes in your mind and try to think about it. Alright, I'm giving you a second. Okay, so now you've seen what a computer is, and now you can identify any device in your room, whether it's a computer or not. Okay, so it's not about only your laptop or desktop that is a computer, but any electronic devices that accept data, process it. There is a storage to it as well. For your future use, can be classified as a computer or can be defined as a computer. All right, so what came to my mind is my phone. All right, so my phone can accept input data, which is maybe I'm doing WhatsApp. I want to say hi. When I type H is a data, I is a data, and together it gives me a result that I'm typing hi, right? So my phone could be a type of computer. So we will look at types of computer and examples, but now we know the definition of a computer. Let's look at data. All right, we say the computer collects what do you call it, accept data. So what is a data? What is a data? So we say that a data is a collection of unorganized facts. All right, collection of unorganized facts. So whatever we are putting into the computer, if you want to type something, you type 1, you type 2, you type 3, they are all data. Supposing you want to type 100 Ghana cedis or 100 cedis, when you type 1, it is 1. But what you want is 00 to make it 100, right? And when it becomes that is, sorry, the your final output, your final result that you want. All right, so that is it. So a data is a collection of unorganized facts, things, letters, could be a letter or figures. All right, and then we can say that all, yes, as I said, all figures, and does not provide any further information regarding patterns, contents. Okay, so hence data means unstructured facts and figures. All right, so whatever we put into our data, into our system, the letters, the figures, whatever we put in is a raw data. All right, so a group of data will do what through computer will be what. So we come to know information. So we say information is a structured data. All right, so when you input whatever you want to input as a raw data into the computer, then the computer processes it and gives you the result, and the result that is given is the information. So supposing you want to type, you want to write a letter to maybe your teacher, or to maybe for an employment. You say application for employment. Immediately you type A, you type PP, it's just a raw data. So after you spell the word application, the computer tells you that this is what you are typing, this is what in your mind that you've typed, and that is the information is giving you, right? Okay, so we do understand these three categories, right? And remember that without computer, you will never get information. Okay, so it says that to process the data and convert into information, a computer is used. All right, so computer helps organize data to information. All right, structured data to information. All right, so the process, if a computer doesn't process the data, you will never get information. So that is it. So we've now know what a computer is, and we know what a data and what is information. So all the three works together. All right, now let's go to functions of computers. Now we've been able to define what a computer is, and I know that the functions is in the definition, right? Okay, so let's see whether we will get it correct. So he says that a computer performs the following functions. All right, I think we have only 40 to 45 minutes for today, and then that's why sometimes I check the clock to see the minute left. All right, so let's continue. It's number one, the functions of a computer. Number one, receiving input. All right, so a computer receives input, that is, we are inputting the data. We say that number two, we can say the data is fed into computer through various input devices, right, like keyboard, mouse, digital pens, and a whole lot. So you will come to know the input devices that that are used to 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 input what do you call it, data into the computer. All right, we have a lot of input devices: CD-ROM, pen drive, scanners, a lot. So number three, computer process information. All right, so processing the information. Operations on the input data are carried out based on the instructions provided in the programs. All right, so whatever instructions that you are giving the computer is what it gives you. All right, okay, so if you want to type ftpclasses.com, you type ftpclasses.com, and the output will be what you want to see. All right, so number five, you say storing the information. Yes, computer stores information for a very longer period. We have the six, it says that after processing, the information gets stored in the primary or secondary storage area. So these things we will come and know about, the type of computer storage devices. Number seven says produces output, and number eight says that the processed information and other details are communicated to the outside world through output devices like monitor and printer. All right, so whatever you do after a process of information, it gives you an output, and then the output could be a printing or on the monitor. As we see, we use computer to do all these things, and we are getting the the output that we are reading it. So if you want to print it, you can print it and then have a copy. All right, so that is the meaning. All right, so now we know what a computer is. We know that a computer accepts data, and the data just organize the data, structure the data to give out information. We know the functions of computers, that is from 1 to 8. You can also think about it. Look at your phone, look at your computer, how it works, and you can create a lot of functions to that. But I think we're giving you only 8 of these. You can learn 5 if you're a student to pass. And then but remember that this course is a very practical classes that we are doing. All right, so it's very practical. All right, so you got to get your laptop or your desktop and you follow it. Okay, so now let's see computer components. Okay, so we have to talk about computer components. We know what a computer is and what forms a computer. That is called a computer component. Things that makes a computer operating, operating. All right, so we say that computers consist of hardware and software. So the components are hardware and software. Okay, so as for example, as you're watching the class, you can see that you're using your monitor or your phone to watch. So your phone, the one that you're watching it, we can say that is a hardware, and then the software is what is in there that you can't touch, but you're reading, you are viewing it. That is the soft copy, right? So that's the software. So let's take it one by one and then without any confusion. So hardware. So computer hardware is the collection of physical elements that constitutes a computer system. Okay, so computer hardware refers to the physical parts or components of a computer, such as the monitor, mouse, keyboard, computer data storage, hard drive, disk, system unit. In the system unit, we have graphic cards, sound cards, memory, motherboard, and chips. Alright, all of which are physical objects that can be touched. Okay, so with all these plenty readings, just look at your PC, look at your computer, look at your phone. Alright, whatever device that you're using to access this course, look at it. What can you see? You can see a screen. Alright, you can see keyboards. If you have a laptop, you can see keyboards, you can see touchpads. You can, if you have an external mouse, you can see it, right? Those are the things that we are talking about, things that you can see and touch. They are the hardware. Alright, when you open your computer, okay, the system unit, what we having is graphic cards. So if your graphic cards are weak, you can see that your computer is misbehaving. Sound cards, the sound cards allow you to use, what do you call it, a speaker, a microphone, memory, motherboard, and chip. So we are going to look at all these things. You open the computer to look at whatever we have it in here. Like we're saying, it's a very practical course, so you need to take it very serious. Alright, so let's go to input devices. Input devices is under hardware, right? So as the physical parts of the computer that we can touch, see and touch. Alright, we can feel it. We have some of the devices that are connected to the computer that allows inputs. Alright, so that allows input, meaning that makes us input data into the computer. Alright, and we get the results, which is the information. Alright, so we say that input device is any peripheral, alright, piece of computer hardware equipment to provide data and control signals to an information processing system such as a computer or other information appliance. Okay, input device translates data from form that humans understand to one that a computer can work with. Most common are keyboard and mouse. Alright, so we've read a lot, okay, but just calm down and look at it. Let's take it one by one. It says that it's a peripheral devices, and peripheral devices are devices that are connected to computer. Okay, so example of input devices, as he said, we have a lot of examples, but the keyboard and the mouse are very common. Okay, so the keyboard is a peripheral device connected to the computer. Okay, so whatever you want to input, you type in, and then it gives you the computer accept it and translate it to your understanding. So if you're writing ftpclasses.com, the computer is taking what is in your mind, then after that it gives you this. Alright, so that's the input devices. So we have examples of input devices. We have keyboard, like we all know keyboard. We have mouse. As I'm using, the pointer, I can shaking it. You can see, yes, this is the mouse. We have microphone. So microphones helps also, like especially using phone. When you talk, there's a microphone inside. So when you talk, it's an input device. If you want to say hi, I'm enjoying ftpclasses.com site, and I really love it. Such a language, if it has taken, there's a group of data that you've input into the microphone, and the one who is hearing you on the phone, it's giving the information, right? So we can say the microphone is a very typical input device. We can say touch screen. Some screens are touch screen. We have scanner. We have webcam. That is, the webcam is a camera on maybe in your laptop, or you can buy it and put it on to your desktop. All right, we have MIDI keyboards. We have graphics tablets. We have cameras. Cameras too is an input devices, because we take in pictures. We have pen inputs for the drawings. Video capture hardware. I think we have another microphone here. We have trackballs. We have barcode reader. When you go to the malls, you buy something, they just use it and then it picks up the barcode. It reads it. That's the barcode reader. We have digital camera. We have joystick, normally for playing games and all that of stuff. We have gamepad. We have electronic whiteboard. We have a lot. Okay, we have a lot. Okay, so note, the most common used keyboard is the QWERTY keyboards. All right, so the QWERTY keyboard are very, very common, and that's what we all use. All right, generally standard keyboard has 104 keys. All right, yeah, 104. So you can have your time and then count the number of keys and on your keyboard. So this is a typical example of a computer system. So we can identify the monitor, we can see the system unit, we can see the keyboard, and we can see the mouse. All right, so in all these things are hardware, because the physical aspect that we can see and touch. All right, but the software, what the monitor is presenting, we cannot touch it. Even if you touch the monitor, but you can't pick this kind of colors out. So we can say that they are a software, right? So we will come there. We can see so in the system unit, we are going to open the system unit and to see what is in the system unit. All right, so like I said already, that you can get this note by paying only 10 Ghana cedis on our website. Just click on just click on get ebooks, download ebooks and course outline. Just click on it, pay only 10 Ghana cedis, and the 10 Ghana cedis we are going to give it to our team, those who team up to bring up such tutorial to you, and then that's it. And don't forget to donate to support us so that we can do more. So you can click on the numbers there to follow up, or you can just straightforward copy this line 0245215266 and do the transaction. You can also use, if you are using Tigo, we have 0278887080. Make your donations. Okay, just have a plan, think of it. Every week, every day, month, whatever you want to give is accepted. You can give from 5 cedis to infinity. All right, you can give about $2 trillion is accepted, right? So if you are outside Ghana too, you can follow up, you know, with our payment um, platform in the website on the website. Sorry. So let's continue. All right. So as the input devices that we mentioned of, we can testify. You can see the touch screen as someone touching it. So especially when you go to the malls, um, the banks now, the banks have, some computer, automated computer that when it does a lot. You can hear number two, please go to counter three. Do all those kinds of computers. No, it uses touch screens, and some laptops are very touch screens. We have camera. This camera looks so old, but I know you know all cameras. On your phone, camera too is part of input devices. We have scanner. I think scanner too nowadays, because of phones. We don't even participate in that. We don't normally use this. I use my phone to do everything. Scan, do all of the works that I want to do. Okay, so scanner, you can also go and buy scanner. We don't have scanner to sell for you. You have microphone too, like I'm using my microphone, very modern microphone that I'm using. This looks, as usual. We have mouse, we have keyboard, we have webcam, we have trackball, and we have joystick. Okay, so all the pictures that you see here are input devices, example of input devices. Okay, so let's go and open the computer and see what is in computer. All right, now before we go to this, I want us to note something. Okay, that the computer somehow it works like a human. The reason why I'm saying that, I'm going to explain. Okay, so you let us for us to understand this part. Okay, just take a human being as an example. All right, I don't know what belief you are in. I don't know, your spiritual background, but I'm a Christian, so I know of what the scripture says. Okay, and then the fact that people teach that there's a spirit, some unknown spirit in us, that when you die it goes and stays somewhere. I don't think it has no basics in the Bible. Okay, because in the Bible, in the scriptures, we can see, we know that God, made us dust. Okay, from dust, from clay. So when he formed us, he breathed into us, and we became a living soul. Right, a living soul meaning a living being. And then what he breathed in is a power that he gave to us. The power is our blood. Okay, and that power, if the Bible is using that power as a spirit, it matches, because a power is a spirit. You have the can-do spirit. It means you have the power to do whatever you want to do. So we can refer the power and the spirit as one. Okay, so the blood that is flowing through us is helping us. That is giving us the power, the spirit, the ego to do something. And then without the brain and without the heart, nobody can move. All right, so if your brain stops, you are dead. But if your heart is pumping blood and the brain is not working, you'll go to coma for a very long period before it picks up. All right, but if your heart stops, and your brain is working. Okay, if your if your heart stops and your brain is working, you are dead. Okay, but if the blood is pumping more blood, if the heart is pumping more blood to the brain, and the brain is trying to stop, it will take a longer period for it to pick up. So the same as a computer system. See, human have blood, have brain, and the heart that controls us, that makes us life. There's no whatever is in us that goes and stays somewhere. No, these are the only three things that makes humanity live, and the same three things that makes humanity live is the same used to build computer. So let us look at the blood aspect of a computer, the brain aspect of computer, and the heart aspect of computer. All right. So the blood. Let's talk about the blood now. The blood is the power that makes us, we are. So if you short of blood, you will die. Okay. So the blood is our power, and so therefore we can say that computer blood is the power, the power that comes into the computer to operate. So if you are using a laptop, you have the power. When you charge up your battery, that's the power. The power is from your battery or from electricity. Okay. Then the brain. So now we are looking at the brain. So before we look at the computer brain, we need to open inside the computer. So if you want to see humanity brain, you need to open the head, the same as we are doing. So central processing unit, CPU. So the long talk that we did, the example that we did, we just want you to understand that the CPU is the brain of a computer. All right. So a CPU is the brain of a computer. Such as we have our brain, the computer's brain is the CPU. Okay. So it is responsible for all functions and processes. Regarding computer power, the CPU is the most important element of a computer system. So you see he brought the power here. Alright. So without power producing into the computer, the brain cannot work. Okay, so if you take out the power source from it, the brain is the CPU. Okay, and then that is it. So blood for human as power, or the spirit as we talk about, we have the power for computer, and the brain for human, we have it for the computer as the central processing unit, which is CPU. And when we come to humanity brains, I think we have divisions. We have a lot. I've forgotten human brains divisions, the same as the CPU. So the CPU is comprised of three main parts. All right. So that's the arithmetic logic unit, ALU. We have control unit, CU, and we have registers. So arithmetic logic unit. What comes in your mind is arithmetic. It means that is a logical operations, right? Calculations. Alright, so let's see. Execute all arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic calculations like as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Logical operation like compare numbers, letters, or special characters. So that is the main functions of the CPU. The main functions of the ALU. Okay, so when it comes to, just remember, arithmetic means calculations, additions, numbers. Alright, so the logical operations is done by the ALU. Same as you have brain, the one that you use to think, the one that tells you that you're hungry, that portion is a lot. The same as computer. So we say control unit, CPU. So it controls and coordinates computer components. Alright, so read the code for the next instruction to be executed, increment the program counter so it points to the next instruction. 3. Read whatever data the instruction requires from cells in memory. 4. Provide the necessary data to an ALU or a register. Okay, we have 5. If the instruction requires an ALU or specialized hardware to complete, instruct the hardware to perform the requested operation. Alright, so that is the CPU for you. That is the control unit, CU for you. Alright, so it controls and coordinates computer components. So whatever you are doing, the CPU is doing it. And then arithmetic calculations that you will be using your PC to do or your phone to do, the ALU is doing that. And the registers is the storage. So it stores the data that is to be executed next. Very fast storage area. Okay, so then after everything, then it registers. Then it means that it stores any data that is going on. So these are the 3 main parts of CPU, the computer brain. Alright, okay, so as we can see on the screen, we have example of the CPU. When you open your laptop, this is how it looks like. Okay, normally there's a heat sink on it because it heats a lot. So if you want to see that your computer brain is not working, just remove the heat sink, put your hand at the back and see whether it's heating. If it's not heating, it's very cold, it means that the brain is dead, and therefore you need to buy a new one and fix it. Okay, alright, so that is it. So the comparison, I think you understand it. So how humans works the same as the computer works. Okay, alright, so without wasting much time, we are still inside a system unit. So in a system unit, when you open, you can see central processing unit. Like you open your head, we can see your brain. The same as the computer, we have seen the brain of the computer. Okay, and we have seen the division of the brain. Alright, okay, so we have the ALU, the arithmetic logic unit, control unit, and register. So far we have come to know that a computer consists, the definition of a computer, saying that any electronic devices that accept input and brings out the result is called a computer. And we know the functions of computer, and we came to know the component of computer, which is hardware and software, and we were able to identify that a hardware is a physical aspect that we can touch, we can see and touch. The peripheral devices connected to the computer is are all are examples of hardware. Okay, and then we mentioned a lot of them. We came to know that hardware, we can have an input devices, we can have output devices, and then the input devices, we've been able to note them, and we are now inside the computer system. Alright, so the inside one too, we have the same aspect. So like we said, we have only 40 to 45 minutes, and I think the time is up. We need to stop, and we are going to continue next class. Alright, so the next class, what we are going to look at, the same inside the computer, we are going to look at the memory. Okay, so we end it here. Call really love to donate to support them, their good work, and then you will be very happy to see you donating. And if you want this note, as we said, just pay only 10 Ghana cedis to show appreciation and download it. You have a lot of ebooks there that will help you. Okay, so we have ended today's class. Have a nice day. Bye bye.